my name is Pascal. Today we are going to talk about the main advantages of Stronglifts 5x5. If you want more detail, please follow the link in the description box below. I have written a 10,000 word article on it that started in 2015 and got a major update now in 2021. From my perspective, there are three main advantages of Stronglifts 5x5, especially for a beginner. The first is the simplicity, the second is the positive feedback loop, and the third one is the low risk to the individual when doing the exercises. So let's get through all of these step by step. One of the biggest advantages of Stronglifts 5x5 is that it is a very, very simple program to run. It is very intuitive to just add more plates from session to session until that concept doesn't work anymore. And that is also, I think, why it is such a good program for beginners, because you don't really have to put a lot of thought into your exercise selection and load progression, which can become rather complex beasts in more advanced programs, or even in some other programs that you can find on bodybuilding.com that are titled beginner. So that is a real strength of Stronglifts 5x5. Of course, you can call Stronglifts 5x5 out on being suboptimal for muscle gain or for strength development, because it takes just the middle approach between the two. I personally think, though, that is really missing the mark for the intended purpose of the program, which is to be an easy program to follow for beginners that are undecided between the two. The second big strength of Stronglifts 5x5 is the positive feedback loop that it puts you in. It is very satisfying to see progress very early on in the program, because you're starting from an empty barbell and most people will be able to progress for 3 to 6 months without a lot of hassle. The flip side of that is, which is a criticism of Stronglifts 5x5, that starting with an empty barbell is ridiculous or a waste of time. Well, yes, you can take that stance, but that is not what it is about for a beginner program. I personally think that the positive feedback loop of having success every session for quite a considerable time is a good start for beginners to be introduced to lifting, rather than having to grind and feel the pain from session one. That is not really how you get people bought into the concept. That is more likely to make them run away. The last big strength of Stronglifts 5x5 is that the slow start exposes you to very little injury risk when you are starting the program. Of course, moving with a barbell is a loaded movement and therefore bears more inherent injury risk than just doing bodyweight exercises. However, you still start on a very, very low plateau, and therefore it is very unlikely that you will hurt yourself right away. What I will recommend, though, is that for the start, maybe the first month, get a coach who really teaches you how to exercise properly, because the deadlift, the squat, the bench press, the overhead press, and the barbell row are a bit more complex to learn than just strapping yourself into one of the machines at the gym and going for it. So get a bit of instruction, but ultimately the empty barbell start is a good thing for beginners rather than a bad thing, because it lowers risk and it maximizes the time to learn the movements properly with little load. Overall, that makes Stronglifts 5x5 a very solid program for beginners, because you will progress in strength and in muscle size. Yes, there would be better ways to maximize muscle gain or strength gain with other programs with the time invested. I personally think, though, that is for a later stage in your development. Start with Stronglifts 5x5, very, very simple, and then make it more complex along the way. Rather than overcomplicating things at the beginning, starting to squeeze every little last drop out of the lemon, and then ultimately ending up burned out and dropping out of your programs and not lifting anymore at all. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and tell your friends about my channel. Have a very nice day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.